You need to be more aggressive, and here's why. Of course, this works best with duelists, but sometimes you can catch timings and push deep into CT, just like in this example, to get unexpected kills. I push it too. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Happy and I'm an immortal high-level coach. In this series, I help you improve your game sense and talk about how to get an advantage on every single fight that you take. If you're tired of being stuck in the same rank, I strongly suggest joining the premium tier of my group, which will be linked down in the description. Inside, I talk about the purpose of every single role, how to learn a new skill, and most importantly, how to play your character. So if you're someone who's serious about improving in Valorant, I suggest you join. Let's get to the video. Me and Sova have a very big plan to pair our ults. As you can see, it doesn't only take Waylay and Teo, you can also do Waylay and Sova. I use the Chaos to also go for my unexpected play with the operator, and I don't want to get caught off guard because it's a 4v2, so I back up a little bit. I've got my stun, so I'm looking to punish, but I also have a claw on my side holding an angle for me. That's why I wait for her to peek. I see what can I do with my stun. The guy was taking the orb, now he's stunned. We have a flanking coming, he's still stunned, and my teammate gets the kill. We are on an eco round and my Clove actually pops up pretty crazy. I go for the gun and take side, but then Clove resists. We kill the Clove and we see that there's a guy heaven. We stun the dude, pick up the Vandal, get a nice low kill, and now we're ready to trade our teammate in case. We trade the teammate in case. Now all we have to do is plant the spike and we win the game with my ultimate. But then Clove decides that she's gonna push into the Reyna. I ult to make sure we win the round and then start to roast her. Stupid! Bro just broke the door to die. If he breaks tree, I know exactly where he is, I ult. If he goes rafters, I ult him from generator. If you're not defending on site and you're in stairs on Lotus, you should try to peek on timing as soon as enemies are gonna try to walk on site. Most of the times you don't even need any util, enemies will just not expect you and you shoot them in the back. I gambled that someone might have went drop, so I go for the stun and clear the drop. We find a free kill. We're holding a very good position in drop. I'm not afraid of the flashes because I know that as soon as they're gonna take contact with sight, I should be able to see their backs. We pick off Phoenix. What a crazy aim. Happy, you don't do that usually. We take our chance with the TP, and now super important, I reposition so we can have a crossfire with my Fade, and Fade immediately kills herself. Now it's a 1v1 position. She absolutely knows, she heard me jump. That's why I have to get closer to the spike in case she taps. I played a little bit of aim labs today, like 4 minutes and like 3 death matches, because I've noticed that's what Radiants do. Still, in my humble opinion, you don't need aim to reach Immortal. Most of you actually have above average aim already, but to reach Radiant you probably should train that aim, or you need to be in a VCTP. Or like not throwing the game. Here's how you play with good aim, and then later we're gonna demonstrate how you can play with good brain. Without aim labs, I don't think I hit these shots, but I would figure something out. Had ultimate, and actually with ultimate you go to A main and ult fully like this, and all of them would have just... And now here's what I was talking about live. Knowing exactly where to drop your util gives you these super easy fights. Unfortunately, Omen misses his blind and we get one tap. But we get traded very quickly. That just proves that knowing how to play your character is just as important as aim. This Clove is a genius. We are in a 2v1 position. We go for the flash. Now we're in a 1v1. Brilliant. Once I figure out that Sova is on site, I can actually go for a rotate. But I can also go for the fake. And one of the ideas that you guys should know on knowing when to actually go back to the site you first were is to actually start running and then start to run back. This way you will actually waste just enough time to the point where enemies like, well, now he could be on C, and you don't have to count all of that in your head. This helps you actually sell the fake. You believe in the fake a little bit more. But most importantly, you get the timing right, where you could have actually rotated. Now, of course, Sova could have called my bluff and could still be sitting somewhere on site. That's why I don't go for the most open plant ever. I go just far enough where I wouldn't get shot from short if he started to walk. And I decide to just push into CT. Because if I stay on site, I can get peeked from 4 different angles. This way, I have less angles to deal with.
Nice.
One of the strongest positions to play post plant when you have no util is to play under heaven. That's why it's really important to clear it. I do that with my flash. I also wall off the spike so that my teammates could start defusing, and I ended up getting a kill. I go for the flash to support my teammate who's about to push into the smoke, and I see that my chamber isn't holding shit, so I have to come closer to the boxes to not get spammed. The fuse is crazy. I'm getting spammed, guys. We're gonna get spammed. What are we doing? And my chamber is just holding. The problem is he's about to spam me and you're gonna do nothing about it. There's not that much time left, so as the enemies tap, I go for the molly in the most common landing spot. Once my chamber dies, I flash to try and bait out some enemies, and we ended up hearing that the last guy is in upper. I go for the ult to try and get one more chance at killing him. And I don't just swing into the guy, instead I try to delay for my jet so that we could take a 2v1. I have no idea why this flash is so effective, but one time Sky flashed us and killed 3 and then flashed again. The next round killed 3 again, and they just kept happening over and over again, so I started doing this with Phoenix. Works great. We have no molly, no flashes, so all we can do is just to have this double hold with Fade, and this is one of the greatest things in the entire game, because when you have 2 people just holding or fighting at the same time, it's like you're fighting a machine gun. It's truly unstoppable. Double hold with the Fade gone right. Down numbers, so I'm looking for a fight, so I just open up the door and look for a 1v1, which we look at that, we get a kill. We're down numbers again because my teammate dies, so I go for the clear molly, the smoke, and then I flash through, see if I can get some more picks. We find Jet. I have a flash, and I have sight, and I know that one guy is somewhere in B. I plant pretty open, basically all angles are available for me to play post plant, but they do have a smoke, so I cannot walk too far. I was debating whether to flash here or not, so I decided to just flash it and reveal my position. Bill now knows exactly where I am, and just like I talked about it before, she has the smoke, that's why I go for the ult. And we do not commit to the smoke, because 100% she's gonna stop defusing that. Here's my little leg, here's my little leg. Now here's a barrel in your mouth. We're not on side, so all we can do is just take this 2v1 and this 2v1, and now we are in a 2v1, which is amazing. Here's the thing. You don't want to peek unless the enemy taps. You also don't want to fight unless the enemy is defusing. I'm aware that he could have pushed up and I wasn't able to trade my chamber, so instead I decided to play post plant, delay for a long time, because there's not that much time left on the spike. All I have to do is just jiggle, and the round is won without ever risking death. I'm just joshing with you. Thank you everyone for watching. Comment down your favorite clip and I'm gonna respond to every single comment. Also, if you're serious about improving in Valorant, you wanna get even better game sense, join the premium tier of my group, link in the description. See you guys tomorrow.